A great deal has been happening lately in the life of the daughter of Dubai's ruler, Sheikha Mahra. She spent a week in New York, but the man beside her was not the American rapper she had promised to marry. It was someone else entirely. And this is not the only surprise Princess Mahra has prepared for her followers this summer. What is happening in her life right now? Have she and French Montana split up? And who is this new man at her side? Watch the video to the end to find out everything. Only a few years ago, Sheikha Mahra's life seemed like a real fairy tale. But then came the scandalous divorce from the sheikh, a story that stirred the entire world, her own perfume brand, and a diamond ring worth $1 million from an American rapper. Everyone was thrilled about her engagement to French Montana, but it seems something went wrong. Their last photograph together was taken in November in New York, at the celebration of the rapper's 41st birthday. And in January, on a podcast hosted by well-known American presenters, French Montana was still proudly speaking of Mahra as his fiancé. He talked about how they had met, how he had asked a mutual friend to introduce them. He spoke of her with warmth in his voice. Then came several months of silence. No new photographs together, not a word about the wedding. And in July of this year, Mahra returned to New York once again, and beside her, not at all the man to whom she had promised her hand and heart. So who is he? His name is Kudzai Mushonga. On social media, he is known as Mr. K Nations. He is just over 30, of Zimbabwean origin, and lives in Dubai. An entrepreneur and organizer of exclusive luxury events for royals, celebrities, and the heirs of business empires. Mahra and Kudzai spent an entire week together in New York. The couple stayed at one of the most expensive hotels in Manhattan, the Mandarin Oriental. They attended concerts, private events, expensive showrooms, and even managed to grab an ordinary New York hot dog right on the street. The places changed, the outfits changed, the time of day changed. But the man beside Mahra remained the same, and the defining photograph of that week was taken at night in Times Square. Mahra is holding Kudzai by the arm, easily, completely naturally. The image instantly reminded her followers of the pictures with French Montana. Could history really be repeating itself? And under one of his posts, Mahra left a comment, a pink heart, the kind of sign that, in the world of social media, says more than 1,000 words. But the most interesting part is that this story did not begin in New York at all. As it turns out, they have known each other for some time. 2 years ago, Kudzai invited Mahra to one of his private events in Dubai. He even shared a photograph of the two of them, proudly captioning it, "Had the honor of hosting Her Highness Sheikha Mahra Al Maktoum." And now, at last, New York. A completely different story. His own personal life had not been simple either. For several years, he was in a stormy relationship with Kanye Mbao, an actress well known across Africa. The couple would break up and reconcile. And later Kudzai said that their wedding plans never came to be. Today, he is single. And beside him is Sheikha Mahra. Some Arab media outlets went even further. One new man beside the princess was not enough for them. And they promptly found her a second. At one of the social events, Mahra was photographed with Ashraf Lazar. He is a former footballer for the Moroccan national team who played for clubs such as Newcastle in England and Palermo in Italy. An ordinary red carpet photograph. The Moroccan magazine Galia immediately drew attention to the unexpected coincidence. Ashraf is Moroccan. And French Montana, Mahra's fiancé, was also born in Morocco. One Moroccan disappeared from her life, and another appeared in his place. That is precisely how the Moroccan press presented the story. But what about French Montana, the very rapper she had promised to marry? The one who gave her a ring worth $1 million? Could their engagement really have been called off? It had all begun so beautifully. The romance between Mahra and French Montana first became a topic of conversation shortly after her much-publicized divorce. Photographs and videos of them together in Dubai quickly went viral online. A cheerful group spent whole days together. They trained in the gym, rode camels late into the night. They drove through the desert in dune buggies, with Mahra sitting in the vehicle right beside the rapper, something her followers could not fail to notice. And they ended the day around a bonfire beneath the Arabian sky. Back then, her followers were still guessing about her personal life. Was it a romantic relationship, or simply friendship? Or was it all meant to promote the new perfume brand that Mahra was just launching at the time? A year after the first rumors, the couple finally confirmed their relationship. They were spotted together in Paris at Fashion Week. Holding hands, they strolled through the City of Light and looked very much in love. But hiding the relationship any longer was no longer possible. Last summer, the fairy tale became reality. French Montana proposed in Paris during Fashion Week. He gave Mahra a diamond ring weighing 11.5 carats, valued at approximately $1 million. Their last photograph together was taken in November in New York at the celebration of the rapper's 41st birthday. And then came silence. 8 long months of silence. But this is not the only change that followers noticed in Mahra's life. The joint photographs with another very important person in her life have also disappeared from her page, her little daughter. The little girl was born in May of the year 2024, just 2 months before her parents' highly public divorce. The child was named Mahra after her mother, a name that in Arabic means filly. She is now just over 2 years old. In the first period after the divorce, mother and daughter were inseparable. The princess's entire Instagram page, after the breakup with Sheikha Mahra, was devoted to her child. Mother and daughter, in every post, in every story. Photographs filled with warmth and tenderness. Followers were touched. A very young woman, having only just gone through a divorce, was finding happiness and support in her little girl. Their last photograph together was published in May of last year. It was the little girl's first birthday. A beautiful picture, a warm caption, everything as usual. And a few weeks later, strange things began to happen. On June 15th, Mahra changed her Instagram name to Ixtiana, her Greek birth name. Many admired her at the time, how bold she was, how free, how independent, how decisively she was returning to her European roots. But no one could have imagined at that moment that from that very day, joint photographs with her daughter would almost completely disappear from her page. Mahra sometimes posts pictures of the little girl on her own, touching shots of the child in sweet little dresses. But photographs of the two of them together are no longer there. And that is not all. Literally the day after Mahra changed her name, her former husband, Sheikha Mahra, posted his first photograph with their daughter, the first one in all the time since the divorce. And ever since, the child has been with him constantly, in his arms, on walks, on trips. One little girl seemed to move from her mother's social media to her father's social media in almost a single day. Perhaps it is merely a coincidence, but the millions of followers who had been watching every one of Mahra's posts for months noticed the change. Women from all over the world continued to write her tens of thousands of words of support, and when she announced her engagement to the American rapper, the whole world held its breath, joyfully awaiting her wedding. And now, new photographs from New York, and not with him at all. What do you think? Is this a public relations move? Or does Mahra really have a new man? Are you still waiting for her wedding with French Montana? Write your opinion in the comments. Give this video a like if you too wish Mahra true happiness as a woman. Subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again.